a field of physical being beyond that of our familiar dimension. As we shall see, the powder telemores can precisely have these qualities. They're telling you that this shit can activate a field around you that can give you another dimension. Oh, they're talking about opening up portals. And they're saying that it's through this. It's through this goddess. But I'm going to show you something. Look, it transformed into this. This is the Black Madonna. If you go to the British Museum, if you go all over France, if you go all over Germany, St. Maurice and all the Moors, they used to worship the Black Madonna. Why? Because we didn't look at it as Mary was this one woman who had a virgin birth. I ain't never met a woman who could give birth without intercourse. Yes, we've heard about goddesses who could do that in the past, queens who could do that in the past, but you gotta fuck. That's how you give birth to babies, you know what I mean? And they have you think that they're coming back. Ain't nobody coming back. This is the science of how you can tap into the Holy Grail. But look at your boy Common. One day it'll all make sense. Am I not making sense out of this? One day it'll all make sense. Common is sitting there, because that's how they changed it. They didn't have him suckling on the breast no more. But Common is trying to tell me something that this science is alive and well. And get a God who can perform it. That's another shot of the Black Madonna. That's what the Pope worships. That's what the Pope worships. But it's not a mundane thing. It's a science that you can tap into. The reason why I'm showing this is, if you break down the dollar bill, you guys have the euro, we got the dollar. If you break it down, it's two inverted triangles. And what does it spell? M-A-S-O-N. That's the Mason, the Grand Master Mason. You know why? Because if you break it down, it's nothing but the mother, the ma, and the son. That's the Mason. That's how you can open up a portal, by becoming the Grand Master Mason. The mother and the child combination. They don't want you to know that. They truly don't. Keep this in mind, because I'm about to go into a clip right now of Pan's Labyrinth. And make sure you understand. Look at this labyrinth right now. Look at this. Look at this portal that the little girl is walking into. And I want you guys to pay attention. Those of y'all who are good decoders, I want y'all to look into this and tell me what you see. We're going to go back to it, but look at this shot right here. And what does it look like she's walking into?
Vagina floating.
Hold on, my brother's on it. We got some bright thinkers out here. Hold on. We're going to cue up the DVD right now. What did you see? What do you see here?
Vagina, fallopian tube.
You see the fallopian tubes? Okay. Since we're talking about movies, occult science, and hip-hop, what is Erykah Badu telling you? She's telling you that the hip-hop is coming from her golden flower. You see the horns of the record player? It's coming from her. She got the scarab right here, Erykah Badu. It's all in our science. It's all ours. Take a look.
Turn the lights on.
It's right there. She's walking, the portal is the black woman. That's why they had to take Sarah Barton and they studied all of the Hottentot Venuses, and they were taking all those pictures and studying the different vulva, the different types of labia, because they know the black woman is the damn gateway. And Erykah Badu's telling you, listen to my pussy. Don't listen to the lips here, listen down here, I'm going to take you home. The black woman is telling you. I'm not lying, look. This is what the woman's fallopian tubes look like. Let's flash back. Look at Badu, and now look at Pan's Labyrinth. You're the labyrinth, it's all about you. It's all about the Black Madonna. It's all about you. Check it out. It's right there. Need I say more? Did we not lift the veil and undo what all this science is? It's layered. And if you just cross-reference to hip-hop, to the music, to the movies, it'll open right up to you. It'll open right up to you. And that's right on the album cover. And if you look at it, the messages is still here. It's just in our DNA. We just naturally come up with it. What made her put that up there?
And she's calling herself the healer.
She's calling herself the healer. And now, like I said, they won't put Erykah Badu in front of your face. That's why she reminds you she's the butterfly. They put a little white girl. It has nothing to do with her. She can't open up portals. Portals are real. We can actually have access to other dimensions. And there it is. That's your DNA.
Boom. Fallopian tubes. It's all science.
And you can fly. That's what you can do.
It's all science.
All science. And that's how we get into the psychedelic. Soul was telling you, the psychedelic era. The psychedelic era, they were getting into a lot of hallucinogenic things, telling you it's altered states of consciousness. Altered states of consciousness.
And hip-hop took a change when De La Soul showed up on the scene. We took off the gold medallions and put on the African medallions, and we began to, you know, move a little bit differently. De La Soul, Jungle Brothers, Tribe Called Quest, Queen Latifah, Moni Love, they all brought a different energy back into hip-hop.
That was what the Twisted language is about.
And that was that paradigm shift.
And if anybody ever seen the Bloodlines lecture when I talked about the Twisted, it's right here in your DNA. All the slang that we talk it encompasses a different vibration that they can't understand, and they called it the twisted twisted. Our ancient shamans in Peru taught that. That when you used to take the hallucinogenic mushrooms, it's in a book by Jeremy Narby called The Cosmic Serpent. And he talks about how the ancient shamans, when they went under the ayahuasca, which was a drink that opened them up to hallucinogens, the visions that they saw, they couldn't communicate to them with normal words. They had to use metaphors. They had to use a slang that he translated as the twisted twisted. Twisted twisted is DNA language. That's our slang. They say that DNA has a language. Well, every time you see DNA, they show you A, C, G, T. It has a language. And it breaks down into 3 words. So you could take, let's say, let me write on the board a little bit for y'all. I'm going to break this whole thing down that they're talking about what we do naturally. DNA has a 4-letter language. You guys familiar when you see that? Yeah. Every time you see that on DNA, it's right there next to the double helix on the right. But you can make 3-letter words like, let's say you got C-A-T. Now, due to the fact that you can make 3-letter word combinations, the whole language is really 4 by 4 by 4. And now you get 64 words in the whole language. That's the 64 permutations in DNA. You break that down further, you get 6 plus 4 equals 10. That's I'm sorry. 6 plus 4 equals 10. That's Kabbalistic in nature. That's the 10% that they say we only use. But let me tell you something deeper. This word right here, in your DNA, you have 20 amino acids, and you also have an exclamation point and a question mark, which work as 2 additives onto it. So there's 22 different definitions. You know what the white boy says that is? He says that's junk DNA. Every word has 22 different definitions, and they don't understand it. You know why? Because they don't use metaphors. Yo, Doc, that shirt is hot. That shit is ill, kid. Yo, you flaming right now.
How many
That's off the chain. How many different ways can we say it? And that gives us flavor. That makes us feel it a little bit more. That's like, yo, son, I got the new spinners. My shit is ill. You want to go get that car. Now you acclimate yourself to a physical reality. Our ancestors use metaphors to talk about other dimensions. So the more and more we use different words to get into another dimension, we were able to fill in the tree of life. And as everybody knows, if you outline the tree of life, it looks like an atom. But there's 22 different pathways that connect this whole tree of life. Y'all familiar with the tree of life? Yeah. And our words can fill this whole thing up. So if you can fill this up, what happens? You can go through Daf, which is the hidden where knowledge is at. And now you can activate this whole thing and light it up, and light up your whole central nervous system and get out of here. They call this the twisted language. They call it junk DNA because they can't activate the whole thing. And it's our slang that can actually do it. So these brothers, De La Soul, they was letting you know, look, there's other realities. There's other realities, and let's start getting like the ancient shamans and start activating this whole goddamn thing. So think about it. If we could talk about bling bling and all that shit, and look at us, we getting so dense. What happens if we start doing the opposite? We could start opening up a whole new world through hip-hop, through what we're doing. It's right here, right in your DNA. Twisted. They talking about Michael Jordan's DNA. They study Michael Jordan. They probably take blood samples of all our athletes. And if I'm reading an article to you, and they're comparing DNA to shoelaces, why is that in a magazine they showing Michael Jordan's sneakers as shoelaces? They black the whole sneaker out just to show you the shoes. Before the sneaker dropped, they just show you the shoelaces. Why are they comparing it to DNA? And in the article, it says, I didn't bring the magazine, but it says, we are Michael Jordan's DNA. What are they telling you? And they're referencing it to the Black Madonna. The Black Madonna is Isis, is Ishtar, and she's holding her breast for you. Because our ancestors said, you study serious cosmology, you can do that and secrete telomerase naturally. In the article, it says we used to be able to do this naturally, but something got switched off. What happened? Mind control. We now think that Mary is someone who lived. Jesus is going to come back and save us and come on a white horse. Bullshit. The second coming is you. I'm here. I'm here. We're here. We're the family. Where we at? You know what I'm saying?